We have Donovan. In my experience, physical collecting dulls one's prior love of gaming as it becomes a materialistic pursuit whose highs are obtained not in overcoming the games themselves, but in simply finding/buying them. I will admit to have been occasionally seduced by the hobby, and with my disposable income of the last 6 years, could have easily continued and amassed the kinds of collections some of these YouTubers have. Yet, at certain points, some resistance in my mind kicked in, and I began to realize that if it was not for making me, it was not making me happy, and scaled it down. You must have watched Radical Reggie's scaling back your collection video, I see. Firstly, there was an opportunity of cost involved insofar as money spent was that which was not being saved for my future, which led me feeling guilty, to be honest. Secondly, I was hardly playing any games. That was the paradox. More games than ever, and yet playing less. I spent more time thinking about what I wanted to collect next, or reorganizing the shelves, or rechecking the condition of the disc by holding them in different types of light, etc. Now I have my gaming PC I built last year that can play the latest AAA, lots of great games from Steam, and all the Arcade 8 16-bit systems emulated and presented neatly in Launchbox. I also have a Switch and PS4 for Nintendo and Sony exclusives. Further, I have a PS2 that uses component and Brook adapter so I can play wirelessly with a PS4 controller so I can finish up my 20 or so games on that system, mostly survival horror and time splitter games, before I sell it and them. Ever since I ditched the pretensions of being a collector for good at the beginning of last year, I have completed countless titles and rediscovered my love of the gaming. You focus on a lot of things that have come up in my life too. I don't have that big of a collection, Donovan, but if I wanted to, I could extend it. I could probably, I'd make sacrifices in other places I don't want to make sacrifices. If I wanted to, I could probably amass myself a pretty big collection. But the thing is, what you got to ask yourself, as you did, and many of you out there, you got to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is it worth it making sacrifices in other areas of your life to devote to collecting games? There's many people out there, they have problems. They can't stop collecting. Whether it's video games, whether it's action figures, whether it's, vinyl records. There's all these different type of things to collect in the world, baseball, football cards. I've delved into different things. I've collected cards, I've collected comics, I've collected games. But there came a point in my life, Donovan, where I looked at it and I said, a lot of this stuff's just collecting dust, And the time that I was devoting to going out to places to collect these different things was taken away from my enjoyment. I would go out and I would, search for comics to collect, but it would take away from my enjoyment of sitting down and actually, reading some comics at the time. I would go out and I would look for games or, whatever. The things I would collect, I would spend more time looking for them at times it seemed like, and figuring out how I'm going to acquire these things than actually sitting down and enjoying them. And Donovan, you say that you have a gaming PC you built, and you can play all the latest AAA games, and you have emulators for the Arcade 8 16-bit systems. I tell you, Donovan, I've used emulators. I use Nestbox, and the Nest games never look so good. I use Nestbox on my computer, on my new 65-inch 4K TV, and it looks amazing. I never stopped and thought, wait, I'm not doing this the right way, okay? I'm not playing Adventure Island the right way. I've got to go get me an S, and I got to go get the copy of it, and then I got to go through a long process to find the best output connector and Nest to HDMI connector. I never thought about that, Donovan. You know why? Because I'm enjoying the hell out of playing Nestbox.